Hey guys, quick video on the latest update for Teams Rooms on Android. The release notes just hit, and I just want to show you around what's going on. So you'll note on the screen, I've got a couple of things here. So on the left side here, I've got the remote UI access to the touch console. And on the right side is the front of room display. Notably, you can see that on the IP connected controller over here, that the calendar looks vastly different than it did before. So previously it was just a box, didn't have any future bookings. It only had some stuff for maybe the next couple of hours. Also, it had just the one big green line or whatever line down the side. Now you've actually got the little time slots. The other great thing that shouldn't be dismissed as well is here. You can see there's a little arrow there. You can actually look into a meeting, open up, and actually see the details of this meeting. So this is a test meeting that I have in my lab. This is for tomorrow morning, 8 to 8:30. You can see it's a Teams meeting, who the organizer was, and the subject of that meeting. If you hide subject or make the meeting private, of course, you can see just the organizer and that's it. But the fact that you can actually open up the details and see that is a really big deal. One big comment that I had from a customer actually was that just looking at it at a glance, you can only see the subject unless you hide subject. And if you do hide the subject, then you get the organizer. So it's kind of one or the other. Now you can actually open up the details and see who's actually scheduled it, and of course the subject there as well. Also, what kind of meeting it is. So it's not immediately obvious that that is a Teams meeting. So it's great to see that you can actually see that. On Windows, you get that little icon in the corner to say that it is a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting, WebEx meeting, etc. But on Android, at least for now, that's all you've got. The rest of the screen kind of looks the same. There was a roadmap item as well for sometime in the next couple of months. So this is actually going to change even more. So this calendar bar is going to move over to the right-hand side, and there'll be 6 icons on the left-hand side. So what I'm saying is, in another update coming up relatively soon, this will look even more like MTR on Windows, and I'll do like a feature shootout kind of comparison side by side if I can, and show you exactly what they look like when it's out. So you can see I've got the right hand side here. I've actually got the front of room display. This looks a little different as well. So didn't have as many icons, I don't think, from memory. I've actually enabled the touch UI controls just so you can see them there. I don't have it hooked up to a touch screen or anything, but if I had a mouse, I could kind of navigate around. You can see I've got Meet Now, Call. I've got a sharing button directly there. Whiteboard. I can join with an ID directly from the touch UI, which is cool. I can type in those meeting ID and passcode, and of course I can get into more to get at settings and those sort of things. So really good kind of use of the screen, and of course that calendar on the front of room display is exactly the same as the calendar bar on the actual touch console as well. So again, those slots and the same sort of touch interface. If I had touch enabled and I clicked on that, I could actually open up and see the meeting details. Really, really cool. Now if I go over to more on the touch console, you can see the icons here are slightly different. So now I've got a Meet Now, I've got a call button, which is great. I've got share, whiteboard, join with ID and settings. Share just opens up the HDMI sharing. So if I had a laptop connected, it would just open up the HDMI sharing. I don't have a laptop connected right now, so it's not going to display anything. Meet Now, of course, I can start a meeting now. Whiteboard, I can start whiteboard, etc. Of course, I can go into settings. The other thing that's new here is feedback. So this is a new thing on Teams on Android, is the ability to raise a ticket with your IT. So this feedback button, I think in the fullness of time, it will actually raise a ticket. Now I think it actually goes to a report I've seen that will be available either in the Teams Admin Center or Pro Portal. I'll confirm that in another time, but it's good that you can actually get at the feedback just by hitting the more button and then going there for feedback. The next thing I wanted to show you is while actually in a meeting. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule a meeting. Right, so there you go. There's the notification. The other thing I can do is actually pull down on the screen. So if it doesn't appear immediately, pull down the screen, and there you go. It actually immediately updates the front room display and also the touch console. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to join a meeting, because the rest of the changes I'm going to show you are actually while you're in a meeting. So I'm just going to press join. You're going to see the back of the green screen that's behind me. I'm just going to turn video off, and the rest of it is here. So now if I click on this little grid icon here, it opens up a new view switchers. Previously, it was just a kind of a list that came up, but that is quite a big change. So now if I open up that view switcher, I get the idea. I can go content plus people. I can do people only, so I can just change it so that the content kind of goes away. See there. Just going to go back to content and people. I can open up the chat sidebar. There you go. So that opens up the chat. I can go into front row, which gives me that chat. I can also configure, what I want to show on the left. So in this case, I want to show the raised hands. So there you go. I've got the raised hands thing there. And I've got the chat on the right. So now if I go and raise my hand, you can see that I'll be displayed there in that order. So again, you could follow along with that meeting as well. So there you go. So that is front row mode with the sharing enabled. If I then click on someone and spotlight, kind of adds a spotlight as well. Yeah, so you get the idea. So again, go back to that view switcher. I'm just going to go back to gallery. There you go. So now I've got content, I've got a spotlighted person, and I've got the chat pane. If I want to have more space for the presenter, in which case me, and have them side by side with the content, I can hide and toggle the chat. If I just want to focus on the content, of course, I can do that as well. I could just focus on the content. But again, it's a nice little pop-up rather than just that little list that was there before. So quite a big change, actually, I think you'll find. So I can go back to gallery. If I open up the three dots, of course, I can still get at that meeting info and all this other configuration that's there. It's good as well. I've got during the meeting, I can actually report an issue, and I'll actually send logs during the meeting. So there you go. You could actually type in the details of the issue. Just going to come out of that. And of course, I've got the Pro license, so I can extend the reservation. This is the booking that I've just made. And I can extend that reservation if I need to, straight from the touch console. And that's it. So that's a real kind of whistle-stop tour of what's going on in the latest update for Teams on Android. Right. Next time there's an update, I'll do another video. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.